Hey, everyone can see us and hear us now. Check your mics. Everybody say hi.
Hello.
We went deeper. We went deeper that time. I kind of like that.
That happened.
That was fun. That was weird.
I feel like the deepest person has to set the, like, you have to do the middle C.
He did.
Otherwise,
I think
we
Phil.
all just go low.
Yeah, I think Phil did, and then Brandon went even deeper. So I was like, all right, frack it. I went even deeper. I was like, let's just try this. And then you two ladies came in even deeper. I was like, what is going on? This is getting crazy.
Such a
I am known for my
tenor moment.
sultry tones.
We shifted the tectonic plates. We got things happening. We're hitting low tones, hopefully not the brown note, but everyone in chat, just let us know. We'll cut it out if that's the case. We don't want to mess you up. We just want to get into some gameplay. This is our weekly Cyberpunk Red gameplay we do every week right here. Same place, same time for Syrinscape. Before I get into the team, a little recap and we get into what's going on and, you know, today's gameplay, let's do like we always do. Let's go around the table. Everyone introduce yourself. Tell people where they can find you online and introduce your character. All right, Brandon, why don't we... Just kidding. Did everyone get nervous for a second there?
I was like, I'm not ready. It's Ellen's turn.
I know anyone other than Ellen. I feel like it's a panic moment. I wanted to just.
I was excited. I
was ready. I was ready to watch us all crumble to pieces.
We'll see. We'll try that. We'll change it up sometime.
We're 8 seasons in.
9,
surely.
aren't we? We're at
9 seasons in.
I still can't think of a good intro.
9 seasons. All right. Well, let's give it a shot. Here we go. Ellen, start it off. Let's keep things together. Phil, think of a good intro. You got a little bit of time here. We'll do this. Ellen, go for it.
I am Ellen, or if you follow me on Twitter, I am EllenKGraham1, where I do hot nerd stuff. Sometimes that's cosplay, sometimes that's pithy thoughts about silly things, and that's where I announce like all the different kind of streams. I dabble in quite a lot all over the place. You can find me on Cybernation as well with our monthly June stream, which is coming up. What? Yeah, back on Arrakis, where we will be infiltrating the local society by throwing a big shindig. It's going to be very exciting, so tune in for that. I don't wake up at 4:30 in the morning for you to not watch, so tune in. And I am also a performer and creator for the any nominated, hopefully any winning, we don't know yet, we'll find out very soon, podcast. It's a variety TTRPG actual play podcast, Roll to Cast. That's ROLE with the lovely Phil, who sits below me. And each season is a different game system. We try and nail the genre, the tone. We're all trained professional creators or work in theatre, so we have top-notch acting chops, and we put that all together with a fully scored season, 30 minutes just for your commute. And we are 7 seasons in now, so check that out. Our latest season is Avatar Legends. We also have a big live stream coming up this month. It is on our Sunday, your Saturday, who knows. It's on the 31st of August at 9:30 Australian Central Time, where I will be running Teens in Space with one of the creators, Doug Lewandowski. Yay! Hey, it's going to be very embarrassing if I get the rules wrong, so check out that. And maybe come in chat and tell me if I've got the rules wrong before Doug catches on. So that's going to be really fun. But today, I am playing Alley Katz. the rocker of your dreams.
Yeah, well put. Rockette.
Hello, everyone. I am Rockette Fox, your second favorite person as always. And yeah, you can find me in all of the normal spots. I am on Twitter, technically. I even post once in a great rare while. Also over on Instagram. I am planning my Twitch stream comeback, so hopefully soon. But yeah,
me too.
hey,
Yeah.
fist bump.
Don't
yeah,
call it
so-
a comeback.
Other than that, you can catch me here on Thursdays, and also, much like the amazing Ellen, over for Cybernation Uncensored for the final Sunday of the month, where yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all gonna go wild. It's gonna be crazy, and I'm pretty excited about it. So you know you want to see it, and otherwise, I am super excited that at the upcoming Gen Con next week, I'm going to be participating in a live play for Kobold Press. We're going to be doing a play of one of their newest packs coming out. So it's going to be something you've never known that you needed to know in your no space. So that is most of the stuff I have coming up. But what I have coming up more immediately, as in a few minutes from now, is that I will be Hades, who is not quite her, but almost like her.
Nice. Phil.
Hello. Yes, I'm Phil. Pretty much everything Alan said. That's what we're doing. So I'm also part of Rollcast. Me myself, you can find me on Twitter at Scruff. Same as my username here in chat. Do say hello in chat. We love it when you guys interact. And buy us +2s.
Yes.
+2s. We're addicted to them. But yeah, we are any award nominated, which is very, very exciting. Obviously, we've got Gen Con coming up very, very soon. So the awards on August the 5th. We'll be waiting with bated breath. But yeah, in the meantime, why not go on our YouTube channel, check out all our Let's Plays, all our live streams, and tune into our live stream this weekend. It's going to be tons of fun. And if you already listen to us and you want to support us, we do have a Patreon as well. You get lovely rewards like early episodes and joining the members area of our Discord, where we have a really cool community who hang out and talk games and movies. And we recently had a very productive discussion about the new D&D movie. So yeah, please, if you want to be part of our community, we would love to have you there. So come on down. I don't think I've missed anything. Ellen was pretty comprehensive.
I'm fully caffeinated, so I could get through
There you
all
go,
of our
there you
promo
go.
in like 20 seconds.
So for today, I'm playing Bud, a solo with a competitive pricing structure.
Nice. Brandon.
I don't know if I can beat that competitive pricing structure.
I don't know,
Are
haggle.
you at a level?
You help me
Are you
work
at
it out. I could. Should I roll a haggle now? I can do that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, are you at rollability 9?
If Rush is,
you
if
know,
Rush
I
is
am.
if Rush is rolling his haggle, I think Bud just needs to quit now because Rush is up. Yeah, his rank in haggle is just unbelievable. Yeah.
Look at that fail. Crit fail, and I still got an 18.
Yeah.
So not too bad. Well, look. I do bulk prices. So if you want me to kill a bunch of people, then I'll take some.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's like the
All right. That's good to
Walmart
know.
of murders or something. That was crazy. Or the Costco. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, I am Brandon Perkins, also known as DM_Brando, and that's where you'll find me in the social networks is DM_Brando. And today I'm going to talk to you about a novel that I'm working on. If you like all things cyberpunk, check out Sola Harvest of Souls. That's spelled SOLA, a book about world powers that are run by corporations that happen to really hate each other. And in fact, one of them even purposely set off the Yellowstone volcano, the super volcano, disabling the U.S. and North America as a whole, and leading to some cyberpunk shenanigans, which is good times. So if you think that's an interesting sounding world, feel free to check that out. There's a lot more to it
but I won't get into it all right here. And today I'm playing Rush, the fixer that will try to beat Bud's prices, or will probably charge you a little bit more and hire Bud to do that work that you need doing.
There you go.
Nice, well put.
Outsourcing.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
As a fixer should. And hey, I'm GM Rob Mulligan. I'm the game master here. I run this game every week. But I'm also the founder of Cybernation Uncensored. Check out Cybernation Uncensored on Twitch, on YouTube, Discord, Twitter, anywhere you see social media, you can find Cybernation Uncensored. A couple things I just want to promote. Like we've been mentioning, Gen Con is coming up. I'll be at Gen Con booth 1740 in the Syrinscape booth with my beautiful wife, Val, along with the Syrinscape team. I'm excited to hang out with them in person finally. But yeah, if you're at Gen Con, stop by booth 1740 and say hi and grab one of those cool gameplay flyers. I don't have one handy. I showed it off last stream. But yeah, grab a flyer, say hi, let's take some pictures and post around and help Syrinscape promote. And yeah, meet in person. I think that would be really cool. The other thing I wanted to mention, check out cybernationuncensored.com. We not only have a bunch of free assets to help your gameplay, as well as a bunch of other links and things that are helpful, whether a game master or player, but we just launched our magnetized minis for the public. So we did our Kickstarter. All the supporters there were all sent out now. So we launched the store. We're doing it in parts because there's some dice replacements that we're doing with some new sets of dice. They're going to have like 2D20s and full set, so you can use them for the 2D20 games, the Cyberpunk or D&D games. And it's going to be a full set that you get to basically handle any of those games in our style of dice and the different colors. So that's kind of in the works. But in the meantime, we have the magnetized minis up there. If you check it out, you got the 5-pack and the booster pack. If you get both of them, you have like 176,000 different combinations. So they're pretty much the most versatile minis on the market right now, and excellently priced. You can get both of them for fairly cheap, which is pretty cool. And this is just volume 1. We have other 5-packs coming and booster packs, as well as we'll be launching a whole thing where you can actually get your face and head as one of the heads on the minis, as one of the magnet heads that you can put on the different minis. So all kinds of cool stuff we're working on. So yeah, check that out, cybernationuncensored.com. But before you give me support, before you give any of our players support, make sure you show some love to Syrinscape first. It's the reason we're here. It's an amazing tool for your gameplay, whether you're a game master or player. It adds sounds and environment and just makes your game so immersive. Just check it out. You can use it on the internet like we do every week right here, or you can use it in person around your table with your players. And it's free to sign up and do a trial. You get like a month trial or more or something. So yeah, just sign up for free. Check it out. I guarantee you're going to love it, whether you're a game master or player. Take it to your game. Show your friends. And yeah, just show Syrinscape some love. As well as here on Twitch, also on YouTube, we have the VODs. Make sure you subscribe and follow. And share the link. Grab the Twitch link right here where we're streaming live and just post it around. Let friends and family and fans of Cyberpunk know that we're playing this game every week. We would really appreciate the help in getting more and more people to tune in and join us for the fun, as well as donating points in the chat, which I've seen some have already come through. Thanks so much, chat, for being part of our story. I'll make sure we work those in. I think it's Ellen tracking the +2s, so make sure you didn't miss. There was already one in there.
Oh, I got so many.
Nice, awesome. Yeah, and I think I allowed some to trail over from last session too.
Just one.
Oh, okay, cool. And was there a negative, or was that a +2?
We have the one from last time. We got 2 new +2s.
Nice.
And we have something pointless and random got redeemed.
Nice, awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's get into the gameplay. A little mini recap just to let everyone know what's going on. I'm not going to get into all the details, so make sure you check out all the past sessions on the Syrinscape YouTube. All the VODs are there. We're on like season 9. We've been doing this for a while. All kinds of crazy encounters, plot twist NPCs. Just this team has been through a lot. So I definitely recommend checking out all the previous sessions. We have so much fun on these streams, and you don't want to miss any of it. As well as this is ongoing. This is an open world that's ongoing, so everything that happens plays into the future of the team and the world. You know, there's always rewards and repercussions. So it's important and a lot of fun to check out the past ones so you know what's going on with the current ones. But it's not a necessity. We always do a little recap, and you can always dive right in and have fun with us regardless. This current session, the team is, they went to Tokyo. Long story short, 2 of them have been brainwashed by Arasaka. Basically, Alley Cats and Rush, they have drank the Kool-Aid They basically think that Arasaka is awesome. What was
So
that?
tasty.
What was that, bud?
So they're weak.
Yeah.
Weak of
Oh,
will.
damn, shots fired already. Haven't even gotten into it. But no, hey, it's all up to the dice, and things happen. But ultimately, Allie and Rush, they love Arasaka. They are here to support Arasaka. They're the operatives in Night City for Arasaka, and they've got this tracking device where they're trying to basically get this biochip, this relic.
Got an I Heart Arasaka tattoo.
Exactly, like they're going all out. But yeah, they're basically trying to track down this biochip. The tracking device said it's somewhere in Night City. They got back to Night City. It's somewhere in the hot zone, Rush has said, but they haven't really gotten into it. They met up at Rush's new Mick mansion that Arasaka put him up in the exec zone, and they pretty much chilled out there, went over plans and things, got supplies like gas masks and hazmat sort of radiation suits, a Geiger counter to check for radiation while they're traveling, a couple dune buggies that the Aldecaldo nomads brought, which they're going to meet you somewhere in the edge of the hot zone, wherever you need them to meet. They'll bring them there. Also during that time, Hades and Bud that were not brainwashed, but they're kind of playing along to play it safe. They don't want to rock the boat and cause Arasaka to react or anything crazy to happen. But Bud talked to Cypher. She basically said that something seems off with Rush. Bud kind of broke it down to her a little bit, kind of told what's going on for the most part, and she was really concerned and worried. And Rush came running back into the house basically to put a stop to that conversation and got concerned. Cypher said, "Don't worry about it," and left the room, went upstairs to her own, and the team kind of went off on their current gig. But obviously Rush was a little bit annoyed by that. Bud tried to cover it up, I think, by saying something along the lines of, "Don't worry, it's just an affair." I thought that was so funny. But regardless, there's a little bit of, I guess, little hints of some of this going on, but not enough. Nothing has been broken or confronted or anything like that, but there's been a little bit of tension around this. But let's take it right where we left off with the team together. They have their supplies. You're out front. You've got Mr. Shin here, Shinya, Rush's driver, ready to take you to the hot zone. The Aldecaldos are on the line. They said, just shoot them wherever you want to meet, and they'll meet. So yeah, I'll bring up some city sounds in Syrinscape while the four of you get into the limo, and I'll let you kind of discuss the plan as Shin asks where we're headed.
Well,
Our
we
way to
have
the hot zone.
Yeah. Is the tracker pinging or anything?
I don't even remember who has a tracker. Bud, is that you?
I got the case.
Yeah.
Rush?
Bud has the cash.
Rush's got-
No, Rush has got the cash.
Who has the tracker?
Oh, Rush has that. Rush has the
I
case.
think it's
with,
Rush
yeah,
and
he's,
the tracker.
yeah. In the briefcase that Rush has, that's biosynced to his print. He's got the money that you guys can use during the gig or whatever. You've already kind of tapped into some of that, so just keep track of that as you go. And the tracking devices in there as well. And then Bud has the isothermal case to store the biochip when you retrieve it.
And a duffel bag full of guns.
Very true.
Oh yeah.
I have
Also
a
better
rocket
than you.
launcher.
Yeah, you do. You do have a rocket launcher. How are you carrying that?
I have very big pockets.
Okay, great.
Didn't we say that you have to two-person it, or was that just us being silly? No, you can carry it.
Yes.
What
How
was
many
it?
other things I can carry is a question.
Rocket,
What's that?
you put a rocket launcher.
Listen.
Oh, the rocket launcher.
May or may not have made the call. We have a lot of money in a duffel bag.
Sure.
People were taking orders, gun orders,
What's
going to the gun store.
Bud approves.
Yeah, what's the
As soon as it's a point away from team.
no guarantees with Hades. Yeah, with the rocket launcher, what did we go over? I can't remember if we went over that. Did that have the body minimum to use and stuff? Because I know
I don't
that's
think
how
rocket
the.
launcher has any minimums. It's
I didn't
on-
either.
Yeah,
it
I
was
didn't see that.
it was the
It's
the
just
double barrel,
it's
the
heavy.
double shotgun that we used before had to have the body 11 or whatever that Drake was using. But rocket launchers,
That's
I
the
don't-
hurricane arms.
Yeah, I don't remember
I don't think-
seeing the rocket launcher with a
Okay.
specific.
No,
Yeah,
it's
then
just
you
It's a
should be
standard
fine.
weapon.
Is it shoulder? No, it's not even
Heavy.
shoulder arms.
Isn't it?
It's heavy,
Heavy.
weapons, does
Heavy.
8d6, and if you break cover with it, all the damage goes through to the target.
And it's sure as hell not concealable.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
That's
Oh,
silly.
So
This
So
is just for
is-
lacrosse.
believable
I
enough.
play sport.
Believable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is Rush you getting like a more than a general area, or do we have to get closer?
Well, how good is this tracker?
It's good. I mean, it'll bring you right to the item that you're tracking. It's a top of the line device. You've seen other tracking devices. This one obviously custom from Arasaka. Yeah, and right now, as you're kind of leaving the exec zone, leaving New Westbrook area, and exec zone, that sort of side, to get over to the kind of island spot or feel where you take the 16 into the city. As you get closer, you can see the tracking device. It's leading directly to the hot zone. And when you bring up the little hologram map on this tracking thing, as it pops up, you see it's looking like it's right in the center of the hot zone.
That's fun. Okay.
That's div.
Yeah. At ground zero. Yeah.
Well, we knew
Got
it
it.
wasn't going to be super easy.
Yeah.
No. What's the fun in that? Okay.
Whoa!
Right here.
Sorry,
Well, I
this-
guess take us to the nearest edge of the hot zone. I guess.
Yeah, Shin
We,
Shin
the
turns and
ATVs
asks.
are loaded up back, or?
No.
They're gonna meet us there.
Aldecados
yeah,
will meet
that's
you wherever you're entering the hot zone. But yeah, when you say that, Bud, Shin turns back to you and just kind of leans back up. Any of the spots, where do you want me to take you? You can see basically just like you'd see there on Roll20. I brought up the map, but yeah, you can see the hot zone. You can enter it from the Upper Marina side, the old Japantown side, University Glen sort of side on the inside of the park side, or Little Europe. You can kind of see all the districts around it. Where do you think you want to approach the hot zone from and enter?
We didn't kind of get into these details, but where did I tell the nomads to drop our dune buggies? Because I feel like that's a good spot
I
for
think
us to go.
They're waiting
gonna
on us.
meet us
Yeah, they-
where at- yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
The idea is all of you decide where you want to enter the hot zone. You know that the tracker is looking like it's going right to the center of the hot zone. You kind of need to get into it to get more details with the tracker, obviously. But once you decide where you want to enter the hot zone, you're supposed to let the Aldecaldos know, and they'll bring you the buggies.
There's this main road coming in from Upper Marina here, right? So I reckon we're coming down from the exec zone. That seems sensible. Let's just go in this edge, take this main road towards the Corp Center Ring Road as close as we can.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, tell the nice man.
Shin, we're gonna take this northeast road heading towards the old city center.
Oh, okay, no problem, sir. He turns around, and as he turns around, you see, like, just as he was talking to you, maybe just looking back for just a second, possibly swerve, just a slightly, but just enough that another car kind of screeches in front of you, causing him to kind of stop, slamming on the brakes. He says, oh God, what? And you see the car in front kind of stop, and a lady steps out wearing kind of like bag lady chic, and an older man, all gray hair, steps out. He looks bag lady chic as well. They both get out of this beater and start yelling at Shin. Control your vehicle, stop swerving! And they start yelling. One of them picks up, it looks like he had some wet kibble, gravy kibble stuff, and throws it at the limo. It hits the whole side of the windshield and side of the car, and they're just yelling. He kind of flicks you off and does that. And there's your pointless and random.
There we are.
There it is.
Rush,
Point the
your
rocket
driver's
launcher at them.
terrible.
No,
Well-
that's just Night City.
Yeah, but did you see that? And then these other people, this kind of road rage is unacceptable.
Hades
One
like
time-
is gonna lean out the window.
Hey! Hey, you come back over here and let's punch you right in the face! I've got a rocket launcher with your name on it, Buster!
I mean, the only surprising thing is that we got yelled at for actually doing something. Usually it's just for
Just for
no
funsies.
reason at all. Yeah.
Hades throws a muffin at them.
Yeah.
Hey,
Once
thanks.
got called a dirty input just for eating a slice of pizza once.
It's true. Hey, thanks Robert Tables for the subscribe. Appreciate the support for Syrinscape and the team. Glad to have you
Yes.
back. Yeah, and then Shin just turns around you as Hades yells at the couple, and they're like digging in their car looking for more junk to throw at the limo. Shin turns back to you and says, "Sir, how do you want me to handle this? Other cars are honking behind you now."
I'm tempted to say run them over, but I don't know. I'll lean out and I'll have my heavy gun ready. Just kind of nonchalantly pointed at them, just kind of like waving it around, just going, we got places to go, and you all seem like you're not armed such as I am. I think perhaps we should move things along. Any thoughts?
Yeah, give me a let's do a face down. Give me a
Any thoughts?
wow. This
It's
pointless and random
dead
turned
empty.
into something.
Yeah. Well, what's our reputation at this point? Because mine is at a 5.
Yeah, use 5.
Yeah. Well, you're the one who rolled down the window. Woo!
Right. 17.
Yeah, she's digging through garbage, and when you say that and you kind of flash the gun, she looks and she just drops the garbage. And, and she gets back in her car and starts driving away, and the old guy starts like running by the car and like grabbing the door and like hops into the car as it drives away.
Yeah, that's right. Run away, you weenies.
I'll get back in the car. That was fun.
Bit of
Should
Night
just run
City-
him over.
Bit of Night City color.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it's just it's the one opportunity where we actually may have been in the wrong there. I don't know.
Never.
No, they should have
I have
looked.
never
No, they should have
been in
looked
the wrong.
before turning out. Screw those guys.
It's
Yeah.
a gray area.
Nicely handled, Rush.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, quietly terrifying suits you.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's people waiting behind us.
Yeah, it's the polite thing to do. All
Nice.
right, well, let's. Does anyone need to caffeinate? Got some beverages in the duffel bag.
Yeah.
Hades will take a couple.
Yeah. Well, I do remember Hades putting marshmallows on the list as well.
She's like
Sorry.
takes and starts putting like caffeine powder just on the marshmallow, putting it in a nice coating.
It's just like you've got instant coffee, you lick the marshmallow, you dip the
Yeah.
marshmallow.
It's like a fun dip with coffee.
The best kind.
It's making my teeth feel vibraty.
My teeth bench it.
This is just coffee, right? No blue lace or anything. Ah, whatever. It's not like I have. It's not like I have any other places to be.
Fine.
Also, at some point while they're on the road there, Hades does want to drop a little message to Mrs. Rush.
Okay. Yeah. Do you you want to have the others remove their headphones? Is it something that you wanna chat with her about for a minute, or are you just sending her something, some emojis,
just-
or what is it?
No, she's gonna send her just a text chat. A text chat.
Uh-huh.
I think. I mean, we were talking about this beforehand, so I don't think it needs to be like a huge secret, as we know that a couple people are brainwashed. So
Sorry,
yeah,
what was
I
that?
don't know. But she's gonna send basically a text to Mrs. Rush, being like, "Hey, Mrs. Rush, friend, buddy, would you know anything about unbrainwashing things? Question mark. Many emojis.
Yeah, you get a message back just saying, "I have no idea how to handle this situation. The whole thing has me upset."
Katie's gonna send a lot of the the real deep frowny faces. Don't be upset. And then the one with the 2-tear streams coming down like weeping. And then it's gonna be, can you reach out to any of your people to find out more? Monocle emoji.
Yeah, you get a message back. I'll reach out to friends. I have no idea who to turn to for this.
And Hades will say, "Do what you can," and then she sends a whole bunch of emojis of like hamburgers.
Very important.
Nice.
I have no idea what it means.
Yeah, no replies back.
Oh, she knows. She knows.
Hades' use of emojis is kind of like the use of auras in Vampire the Masquerade. It has a meaning, but you're not sure what it is.
Hey, if you're supposed to know, you will.
Seems like a you problem. I might like nudge Hades with my foot.
Hello.
Who are you messaging?
And then Hades is real slick on her agent, so she like switches it right over like after the conversation has ended too. She does have like it's not exactly Crush the Candy game, but it's something very similar to that. Except there's like a whole bunch of bullets and like real cute little rabbits and stuff like that. She's like, look! And then she puts it like right in Allie's face. Just boop.
Aww, so cute.
I am at a higher level now than I've ever been before.
Alright.
Ain't that the truth?
Careful, those things
Hey, now.
rot your brain.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, and after a while of traveling through Night City and heading towards the hot zone, you notice the vehicle slow down, pull over on the side of the road, and Shin turns to say, "Sir, this is as far as I can take the vehicle. You're going to have to travel on foot from here or something." And you can basically see that you're now kind of in between, if you look at the map there, on the edge where the old bank block and the old city center are, in between on that road that Bud pointed out. Yeah, so you basically have come across the 16 and then headed kind of north along through the upper marina, and then went to go turn that one of those main streets leading into the old corp center. But as it goes, you see the wreckage. You can see, twisted remnants of buildings all on the outskirts. Like you can see framework of what used to be skyscrapers, some of them twisted into each other, some horizontal, some collapsed. You can see just piles of rubble where buildings have collapsed and things have kind of shot out from the center, as well as parts of the road that have kind of been uplifted and just shifted. Just so much damage that an obvious normal vehicle isn't going to be able to travel into the center here. And beyond that, you could see more wreckage of the city, more buildings kind of tumbled, as well as piles of rubble. But seeing a distance into this is a bit difficult because this whole city with multiple layers and levels to it and just mega structures and skyscrapers was kind of built road-wise to catch that western sea breeze, right, and kind of help with the pollution and anything kind of going on in the city. But since then, and because of the ground zero wreckage, it kind of gets trapped in the center. There's no more kind of flow to the streets that once cut through these big skyscrapers, and the twisted wreckage and the piles of rubble have just disrupted the flow. So when you look towards the center here, there's definite patches of like dust storm looking things and low hanging clouds and smog that's just kind of hung and stuck in the center of this area. So visibility is hard at a distance. You'll get a -2 if looking from a distance on perception sort of checks and things like that. But that's lightly kind of what you're seeing just on the outskirts here. Not a lot of people. You do see some construction going on, like different branded corporations with different construction sites kind of excavating some of the wreckage, different buildings and things like that. You can see some giraffe drones kind of going across the wreckage, pulling crates and slabs out. You can see a couple flying drones doing surveillance. You can even catch some like Zarafa logos with other like RA logos attached, so they're Zarafa drones sold to other corporations. Just typical edge of hot zone sort of stuff going on here. But like I said, Shin pulled over. This is about as far as we can go, sir.
All right, thanks, Shin.
We should all suit up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't.
Fine, you're gonna put a suit on.
I'll take the radiation counter out, power it up and chuck it over to Hades because I don't have any basic tech skill. Is it basic tech or electronics? I'm guessing it's basic tech, right?
You know, with the Geiger counter, it's not even going to take tech to run it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it just works. You know,
I'll
unless
just flick it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Background radiation is probably not that high, right? Here?
No, out here you're not really getting any sort of readings. You know, people are still, construction sites are going. Like, it seems fairly safe out on these outskirts.
Don't be so paranoid. There's only a few hot spots of deadly radiation in the center.
I mean, I wear sunscreen even when I'm inside, so...
Well, you can put yours on if you want, but
Bud,
I'm
you
just
want all
gonna
your tender vittles
pop
to
my
shrivel up
collar.
and fall off? Come on.
Did you say tender vittles?
I did.
Oh, great. I was worried that you didn't say that, and it's the best thing I've ever heard.
Shrivel up and fall off. That's gonna be you.
That's gonna be you. Hades picks up like a squished up, dried, like sun-baked worm off the sidewalk.
This is you.
Ew.
This is you, bud.
thank you. It's the nicest thing you've said to me. He says, well, like, he's put one gun in a holster, gets his rifle, slings that. Sniper rifle's still in there with all his grenades and stuff, and puts the duffel bag on his back and starts hiking along the road, hoping that the Aldecardos will overtake us with our all-terrain vehicles soon. Ali's got her mask on.
I'm good to go. Except I won't be wearing this for the stream because my voice is muffled.
I think she's emoting.
You know, if it would have like emoji capabilities on the front.
If I had the money,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
would have emojis that I could program.
Excellent.
Yeah, as you
I'm just gonna start walking. I'm not putting my suit on.
Classic Bud.
This
Classic
guy.
gets us a stitch after swimming right after eating. Bud.
Not stretching before running, bud.
You're not my mum.
Doesn't floss. Bud.
Doesn't even use mouthwash, bud.
I imagine this is what Hades and Ali.
Yeah,
are
this
just
is
saying
going
as we're-
on.
Yeah,
Right,
as we're
what's-
like walking
and as-
behind you. Yeah.
And as Bud is kind of checking it out and maybe starting to walk down the street, what's Rush doing?
Rush is messaging Arasaka to give them an update on where we are, what's happening, and what the plan is for the next steps. And then messaging the Aldecaldos to let them know where to drop off the Doom Buggies.
Nice. Yeah, instantly you get a message back from Arasaka. It's Anzu, and he just thanks you for the update. And then within a few minutes after that, you get a message back from the Aldecaldos saying they're on the way. They'll be there in just a few moments.
Great.
Like more than 10 minutes, maybe?
Sure, if you need that time, yeah.
Yeah, so I grabbed 10 minutes of security footage on my agent to catch the conversation that happened between Bud and Cypress. So I'm going to just kind of like fade into the background, rest against a wall, let everybody know Aldecaldos will be around pretty soon. And throw in an earbud, and I'm going to watch this 10 minutes of video.
Nice.
I had to
Since Hades is talking to Ali, Bud, do you want to do a perception to see if you see Rush doing that, or was Bud walking off?
No, if he says the Aldecardos meter is right here, then I'll stop and turn around and I'll see what he's doing. Threat detection. So 20.
Do I stealth on this, or?
Were you trying? I wasn't gonna make you. I was gonna give a basic DV because you said you were just looking at it. But were you trying to be sneaky about it? Which I imagine he could be. It's up to you.
Yeah, I was trying to kind of like nonchalantly kind of
Yeah,
like
do a stealth.
disappear.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you did use that word too. Kind of disappear into the wall. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, 18.
Nice.
Not good.
Yeah, Bud. You see, as Hades and Ali are going on, joking about things and about you walking off and not wearing the outfit and random things that Hades might be bringing up. You can only imagine. Yeah, you notice Rush kind of lean back against the wall, trying to be a bit stealthy. You can tell he's actually trying to be sneaky. You see it, which makes you kind of take a better look, and you see he's reviewing footage, security footage from his house.
I'm gonna slide in next to him and be like, "Oh, you better not be attacking my kingdom, man."
No, of course not. I only do that when you're not around.
Yeah. Hey, you're looking at the conversation me and the missus had.
Yep. Well, I think you're already aware that I wasn't too happy about the way she was acting, so.
Yeah, it's not me who's got her bothered. Actually, we were talking about you.
So why didn't you just come out and say it, man?
Pretty sure that McMansion of yours has got trackers and listeners in every spare corner.
Yeah, Sokka's got. They are security. They know security.
Yeah, I'm just not sure that Cypress agreed to be watched 24/7. I think that's your relationship with the Corp is bothering her. Maybe need to think twice about what comes first.
I'm putting her first. That's
Yeah, but
what's going on here. Did you
ask
in bed with Arasaka here?
Did you ask her? Because you've dragged her right in that bed along with you, and she seems pretty shocked about how close your ties are.
Well, I mean, no, I didn't ask. It was a surprise. It was like, hey, look, we're not in the Cube Motel anymore. Check it out. McMansion, check it out. There's enough money for us to be able to, live a real life in Night City where,
I just don't think that you've properly factored in the cost. And I think that might have something to do with the time that you were away. Think back. Think hard.
A couple of weeks.
Yeah, but for you, it was years. And it took that long for them to worm into that head of yours because I know that you wouldn't let them break you overnight.
What are you talking about, break me? Worming into my head. What are you saying?
I'm saying it's more than brain dance. I'm saying that they put something in when they had you over there for so long.
When they taught me Japanese.
Yeah, and your Rush, your phone's going off. You're getting a call, and Hades, Bud, and Allie, take off your headphones.
Oh God, they're always listening. I've got no chance.
This is so tense.
And Rush, yeah, you basically get a call, and it's from Mr. Yinshaw. It's not even Anzu, it's Yinshaw.
Hold on, Bud, and I'll pick it up and kind of walk away so I'm out of earshot of Bud.
Yeah, Mr. Yinshaw goes on the second you answer. Rush, it seems like we're having a bit of an issue with your partner and friend, Bud, Mr. Finn. It seems that he needs a little bit of help understanding the purpose of our relationship here and just the importance of Arasaka and this mission and everything that we're doing. I would suggest just carry out the mission. It is important we get this relic right away, but when this is done, we're going to send operatives to you. Please help us escort Bud back to the Arasaka headquarters. We need to bring him back into the brain dance and hopefully reestablish his loyalty to Arasaka. It seems like the information just didn't set right with him. He's not understanding the importance of this.
He's not one to be tamed. I don't know. Maybe it won't work.
Well, it's our last shot at this. You've assured us that this is the team that you want. Our alternative is, well, we terminate his position and we find you a new associate for your team, but we would like to give you the opportunity to, well, give him a chance to come on board.
All right. appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. He hangs up the call.
Did you just take a call while we're in the middle of a conversation?
Yeah, I'll walk back
From the
over
boss?
to Bud.
I thought we had a mutual respect thing going on, man.
This is about respect. It is.
Are they loud
And this
enough
is
for us
also
to
a
hear it?
job.
You just took a call while I was literally in the middle of talking to you. That is, come on, man. How long have we worked together? And it's from the corp as well.
Allie,
Right.
something's happening.
The boss during a job. We gotta pick up. I can't.
Brainwashing or no, you're a goddamn sellout.
Whoa.
The two of you aren't even trying to fight it. I am sick of this.
Look,
I feel like I'm picking up on some tension right now.
Oh, Netrunner's here.
I think Bud has kind of reached like it's been a few days and nights of watching his friend's personality change, and he's just kind of he obviously the call is coming. He knows Arasaka is listening now, and he is frustrated, and he's basically in his face like, snap out of it, man. You're not even trying.
you're not trying. Look at you. You're so busy with these conspiracy theories and everything. Everybody's brainwashed but you. Look, we're on a job right now.
Look! I think I see some nomads in the distance.
Yeah, all the Caldos are approaching.
And Hades takes a muffin and just throws it at like something over there to like knock something over. I heard something.
Ow!
No, and all the Caldos are approaching. You do see them coming down the main road. Their little flatbed with the dune buggies on the back.
Listen,
I'll help you get this thing done, and I'll, damn well, protect you with my life, because we go way back.
Yeah, and I'll protect you with
You're
mine.
sleepwalking into our doom. If you are deluded if you don't think that Arasaka is gonna throw us away as soon as this thing is done. They say that they're looking out for you. They're gonna set us up for life, but the moment we're not useful to them, they're gonna throw us into the trash. They're gonna dump us in the bay, because that's how corps are, and that's why we've always lived on the edge, and that's why I always will. After this is done, if we can't shake this out of you, then that's it. We're gonna have to part ways. That's all I have to say about it.
Look, we're obviously not going to resolve this before we need to get going with this job. So, can we all just be professional, please?
Yeah, let's get the job done.
Think we at least owe each other that?
Sure. Sorry. Lost my cool.
Yeah, now the Caldos pull up right at that moment. Guys hopping out. Hey, met up. Fun spot. Busy as hell. You can see the construction sites going on. He's on the main street. Everything okay? He's looking at you, Rush. You can tell you're kind of upset. And Bud?
Absolutely fine. Thanks for the ride.
Everything's fine.
Okay.
Where are you?
We, yeah, look, it's been a bit of a journey. We appreciate you guys meeting us out here, and, it's amazing, all the work you do, and yeah, we really appreciate the hookup.
Yeah, of course. Like we said, you guys really covered our ass during that propaganda press release BS with Continental, so, hey, whatever we can do, alright, I hope y'all are okay. He looks at you, Rush and Bud, hope you guys get in a better mood. Alright.
Yeah, you know how it is, the stoic type.
Alright. Yeah, and they get back up on their flatbed and pull out. You've got these two dune buggies sitting out here now.
So I'm driving one, and Ali's driving one, right?
Yeah, do we need to rethink, passenger situations?
Nope.
Or...
We're on mission now. Let's focus up. Plan hasn't changed.
Hades is gonna to Allie be like,
I think for right now, since things still feel a little tense, it might not be a bad idea. Just until we get in there to not have them fighting each other.
I mean, they say they can be cool. Maybe it'll help them if they just ride it out in silence for a little bit. I sure as hell don't want to jump in the middle of that. It's up to you. I trust you.
I'm just gonna get in the driver's seat and start revving the engine. Saddle up.
Oh my god. I'm gonna bite the bullet on this one.
He's gonna give Ellie a quick kiss and just then jump in with Bud, and then make a face over at her like.
Nice.
All right, looks like you're with me, Rush. Hop aboard.
Yeah, all right. I'm in.
I'm following you. You got the tracker.
All right. You just direct me, Rush, because I'm no good with directions.
Of course, yeah. Just keep going straight ahead here. I'll let you know when we need to turn.
Yeah, and you pretty much have this main sort of road heading into the main part of the hot zone, which looks like you can still kind of get through. There's some piles of rubble. Some, like I said, the road is kind of uplifted. But you got these dune buggies, not like a normal vehicle, so you can easily get over this rubble and this sort of stuff. So you start making your way away from the edge, starting to get into the hot zone. You notice as you kind of get further and further away from the construction site, the sound completely changes as the city sounds kind of dumb down, numb down, mute down, as all of a sudden you kind of get this eerie hot zone vibe that you've never really had before. You haven't really traveled into the hot zone so much before, but that's what you're experiencing. And let me bring that up. I love that Syrinscape has actual hot zone sound sets, so let me pull that up.
It's a great 2045 location. If you are running a game
Oh yeah.
of 2045 Cyberpunk Red and you haven't taken your place to the hot zone for some arbitrary reason, do it. Awesome.
I think
As
also
a treat.
Yeah, I
As
think
a treat,
also Hades would talk to Bud while they're in the.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. As
stuff
you're
before
getting
they
there, yeah, you
rejoin
see
everyone.
the sounds kind of die down from construction and city into this sort of, wisp of wind, eerie echo sounds. You can hear other like metal and shifting earth sort of sounds. Like you can tell there's stuff going on in the center of the city, but it could be shifting rubble, buildings, just the earth itself. It's hard to kind of pin it. But you do hear the occasional sort of drone kind of scouting out through the area. You might hear like coming from some of the rubble or a building as you're driving by. You might hear like some faint music or some talking. Like there's some sort of inhabitants or some forms of life here and there as you're driving down the main road. But you're traveling. You haven't stopped to really investigate anything. You're traveling. But let's take that moment to do a little role play. Let's start in the boondoggy or the little off-road buggy with Hades and Bud. Hades, you mentioned that you would have talked to Bud. So yeah, you're traveling. I'll let you take it from there.
I'm sorry.
What was that?
That one had me. You said boondoggy.
Oh.
Sorry.
So yeah, Hades.
Bud, what are you doing?
Oh, whoa, hang on. Let me turn that down. What do you mean, what am I doing?
Bud, don't you know anything about brainwashing? You can't talk somebody out of it.
I don't know. I thought I'd try. Works on vids.
This isn't a vid! You've played other games where that doesn't work. Oh my god, I can't even believe this. You didn't mention my name or anything, did you?
No. I just kept it between me and Bud. Me and Rush.
Well, you know what? I don't like when you speak in the third person. I've told you this. Well, anyway.
Yeah, I know. I tried it for a week. You're right. It wasn't cool.
It was very confusing. Anyway, point being, I guess she doesn't have
I'm
to
just.
talk about I
I'm
said
just sick of this.
I am too.
Sick of watching them suck up to the corporate teat. It's just so sickening. There's only so much I can take. You better be working on a solution for this.
Listen, I reached out to unnamed persons who are unnamed and who I shall not name. It's Mrs. Rush. And anyway, I told her to, reach out to some people and see what we could do. And
I spoke to her. She didn't seem to know what the heck we were gonna do.
Yeah, well,
So-
she knows people. She knows people. We all know people.
I think also Hades would put a call out in her own group Netrunner chat on this as well.
Listen, I'm reaching out. Mrs. Rush is reaching out. If you had any new friends, I'd tell you to reach out too. Other than us.
Ow.
Reach out to me.
You know, it might be kind of cool too. Is maybe just do a general luck check for Hades. Like do a 1d10, see if it's under your luck stat to see if you're lucky enough that maybe somebody hits you back from reaching out to friends, family, past people you worked with, sending out like anybody know about this brainwash, brain dance thing? Like I need help, a friend. You're reaching out. Let's just see if you're lucky enough to get any help.
Okay, never mind. Here we go. Feeling good about it. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Wow, that is critically a success, though. In any other world.
In any other system, yeah. If we could just switch to,
not how luck works.
We'll just switch to a different game system real quick, so Hades can pull this off. No, nothing back. You send it out. It's crickets.
Dang.
You get a couple feedback past people you work with, just like I have no idea. Sounds like you're in some shit. Something like that. But no one comes back. Yeah.
Unhelpful.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I can't keep up pretending.
I know. I'm just... Listen. I mean, come on. My life partner is doing this too. I mean, you're not doing unmentionable things with Rush that I know of.
What's your point?
Everyone's like, ooh.
Anyway.
Is there a little
Anyway.
side role play? Yeah.
I didn't hear a no back there.
I'm just saying, I'm really invested in this too, and I'm really stressed out. And you stressing out too isn't helping the matter. You're just making everybody stressed out.
Okay. Right, I'll try to play it cool, but I don't know if I can keep spouting the lines, okay? So I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Bud, you are the coolest person I know. I know you can keep it cool.
All right, okay. Flattery will get you everywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and over to
Maybe we can use this chip as leverage, huh? They want it real bad.
Do you want me to smush it? I'll smush it.
Yeah, that's right.
I've hidden it in one of these 10 muffins.
Yeah, and over to the other off-road vehicle, you've got Rush and Allie in this one. Would you guys be, engaging in any conversation or just, on the mission heading forward?
Mm,
Would Rush...
It's quite loud, to
we got
ride one of
earpieces.
these.
We got
Yeah.
earpieces to each other. Yeah, you can talk.
Yeah. I'm just thinking it's so tense. I might say, so do you want to talk about what happened back there?
He just peeves me off sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow. I've never heard you use the P word before.
I know. And you're right. I shouldn't have used it. It was wrong.
But Rush, I don't give a frack what kind of language you use, but it's you guys were going at each other. It's
He thinks I'm brainwashed by Arasaka. Look, it's not my fault that I'm okay if something seems like it's a good thing. It doesn't mean it's too good to be true.
Yeah, no, it's definitely had the feeling for a while that I don't know, maybe Bud and some of our other friends are not happy for some reason with us growing up. I don't know, like...
How do you feel about all this?
Well, I finally have... It feels like for me I've turned a corner. I've stopped running away from things I really care about. I want to rush into this thing with Hades, like, all the way. I don't want to be afraid anymore, but I also don't want to ever have to choose between, running away or having the guts to care about because I'm afraid that the person I love is gonna end up in a ditch again, or or piss off a corp. There's, in my mind, I feel like I'm doing a responsible thing. I'm being an adult. I'm looking after the people that I love. And I don't know, it's frustrating that people don't see it the same way.
This kind of thing could tear us apart.
It could. I guess maybe it's a question of have our friendships run their course.
I hope not. Honestly, I think of you all like family, and I don't want to lose any of you.
Now, would Rush indulge in would he tell Allie the conversation that he had? To Allie's bringing up basically Bud's situation and all of you being friends. However, she sees the conflict, obviously the disagreement, him mentioning brainwashed, all this. She doesn't get it. She sees the benefit of this Arasaka relationship. She's brainwashed, just like Rush. But do you think Rush, in character, having that conversation that he had a moment ago, and what was said about what to do, would he bring that up to Allie and go over that? Because if so, I'd like Hades and Bud to take off the headphones.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. He's not sure if Sokka would want him to. So that's his main hesitation. But you know what? Yeah, he's going to do it.
All right, yeah, Bud, Hades, if you could.
Look, Sokka wants Bud to come back out to headquarters. Show him some BDs again. Try to help him with loyalty.
I mean, looks like Bud's not gonna go without a fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, me too.
He's got to get with the program, or I shudder to think. Look, I trust Arasaka. I don't think they're going to do anything to hurt us. But yeah. I feel like he's walking dangerous ground.
Yeah. We all need to step in line, right?
Yeah, at least for now, we're doing a job, it's important. We have to stay on track.
I mean, we're just looking out for them, right?
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything you could do to help me convince Bud to I don't know, settle down and maybe, start looking at the positives here, like all the good things that are happening. We're getting paid the big bucks. We get to do some amazing things. Look at this. I mean, like, we're in the hot zone, and this is the safest way you could potentially do it. We've got, the suits and everything. We got the weaponry. Who else gets to do this kind of thing?
Yeah. I mean, and we've got a duffel bag full of guns, like all of the toys that he's wanted to play with.
Yeah.
I think we have to play it cool, right?
Yeah.
As soon as we bring up Arasaka, he flies off the handle. It's a little pressure point for him.
He just hates the corpse, and that it's working against him.
Yeah. I guess maybe we try not to bring up Arasaka. Maybe we just try and focus on the good things. If he needs a perk, we get it to him.
Yeah.
And it's like, slowly realize that, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to have comfort and luxury and, move out of that crappy apartment, which is... Yeah, I don't even want to think about how stained it is, and
all of our lives are getting better with this.
Yeah.
Called me a sellout. Accepting jobs. It's not. I mean, I don't think we're still edge on it.
How is it different from when we were working with Harbor PD?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Exactly right.
still working for a big name, or a name, and an authority figure. It's just like everyone rebelling against, it's this like such a daddy daddy disorder of like, oh, I don't want to eat my vegetables. Oh, I don't want to do what daddy says. Come on, we're cooler than that, right?
Yeah. Well, thanks. I feel better after talking to you.
Yeah, it's definitely, I don't know. Everyone's just really stretched thin, tensions-wise.
We've been through a lot together.
Let's do the headphones. And yeah, you have a little conversation. You get to have that while Bud and Hades were having their conversation. This is all happening simultaneously as you get further into the hot zone. But you're kind of getting to a point now. You're going down this broken up road and dodging piles of rubble and garbage and just making your way towards the center. But now you're kind of getting to where you have a choice. You know that the tracker still goes further into the center of the hot zone, but you're kind of at the edge where, like, getting further into the center of this hot zone, the road is completely broken up. You can see where, like, the road is almost like going up on like a vertical, where like collapsed buildings are going over. Like, you would have to literally like walk and climb through and work your way to keep moving forward towards, where the tracking device is telling you to go. The doom buggies will not continue forward in that sense because of the wreckage. Or you can try one of these side roads. There are still, like, on the edges here, just like how you're traveling in towards the center, there's still some side road availability. And you could, keep kind of going around a little bit into the hot zone, but around the edges looking for another way into the center. It seems like these are your only options. You're kind of at that point. You can, keep going forward or try to travel around more around the edge looking for more options. And if you want, everyone can give me a perception. What were you going to say, Allie?
Oh, I'm just going to, like, wave,
Yeah, we'll pull up cinematically, looking over the wreckage and hot zone, so we can yell across at each other from the cars. We ain't getting any further in this way.
We can either go around or, well...
Make a beeline, right?
Yeah.
I'm not driving. I have no opinions.
Well, I mean, you have eyes.
No.
You think there's enough rubble around here for us to hide these so nobody steals them?
Ooh! A 32 for perception for Rush.
I did okay.
This guy.
I'll say, Hades Alley, you all are seeing how I described it just moments ago. You're seeing all that with clouds of dust and just, the chaos that is the hot zone. And it's a bit chaotic. You're not able to pick out much more detail than what I described, whereas Bud and Rush, you're kind of seeing through all this rubble and chaos and twisted metal and piles of rubble, and you can kind of see that, like, on the side road that kind of goes around the edge, up in the distance, through some of the dust clouds and rubble. And keep in mind, I am applying that -2. I didn't remind everyone to put in the modifiers, but I did the math when I was looking at them. But Bud and Rush both got well enough perception. You can tell, like, on the side road up ahead, you can see what looks like some possible neon lights or something, which isn't that unheard of, like on the edge of the hot zone, whether it be gangs, scavvers, people setting up encampments or entertainment things, or service, or just living like little scavenger settlements. Like, people have drawn power into the outskirts here of the hot zone, so it's not unheard of that you might see some neons up in the distance. Not sure what it's pertaining to, but you do see there is something. And you can even hear a little bit of music kind of echoing down in between the rubble and buildings, kind of down this big sort of alleyway that has been created from the wreckage. So you can kind of hear music coming from that direction a little bit. And then further, like straight ahead through all that wreckage and rubble where you no longer could take the vehicles, you can basically see, it's dark and desolate. It looks like as it goes in there, because of the piled wreckage and rubble and the skyscrapers that have now fallen onto each other and things, like going through there, like you're not hearing anything, you're not seeing any neons. It seems very dark and desolate forward.
lower my binoculars and look over to. I'm guessing Bud is like standing in the cockpit, right, out of this dune buggy, doing his survey with his binoculars while Rush has got his optics. You picking that up with your optics? Signs of life down that way.
Yeah, it's in neon.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we need to stop and ask for directions. My vote is we
No.
keep it on the down low and we hike straight in.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards where you're going.
No guts, no glory.
Yeah. Oh, look, Aldecardos gave us tarps for the... Can tuck these away, chuck some cover over them.
Yeah, and it'd be
Right.
cool. I'll let Bud's great perception to me will lean into like absolutely can find somewhere to kind of pull these off in some rubble and cover them. I know Rush is the lucky one. Why don't you do a 1d10, see if what your luck is to find a spot. I want to do a combo here on a DV just in case it comes up for the
Oh, the luck rolls today.
What was
Yeah.
what was your perception, Bud?
Oh man!
My perception was 22.
Okay, so 20. Okay, cool. Yeah, you at least find, like I said, just off the side of the road before you, whether you're going to turn off to the side and kind of follow on the edge or keep going forward through the rubble, before you even get to that point, like, you're able to kind of find some wreckage and a little offset what maybe used to be an alley or something, and now kind of leads to the inside of whatever this building used to be. And you pull the doom buggies kind of over into there and pull them into the building, and you can leave them there, throwing the tarps on them. Oh yeah, and don't forget, Bronx said you got some +2s. Don't forget.
We do. We have 4 +2s, everybody.
Yeah, let's remember that.
I didn't think I needed it on my perception of set base of 735.
Yeah, no, not at all, because that was high enough anyways. Because like I said, I'm setting a DV.
Yeah.
It's sort of your kind of conceal reveal sort of deal. But you already had the tarps. I liked role playing into that. It all made sense.
Yeah.
So that's good. So
Yeah.
yeah, you stash them off to the side. You're kind of standing at this fork in the road where you can make your decision. Bud suggested what he did, and you're all ready to kind of hike it forward at this moment. But let's take our 5-minute bio break before you enter the depths of the hot zone. And hey, thanks, Robert Tables gifting Bronx Smash some subs. Really appreciate that. It's so cool. Awesome. We'll be back in just 5 minutes. Don't anybody
Wait, your
go
mics.
anywhere. And yeah, I'll leave the mics hot too.
Hot mics.
Hot mics, hot.
Dang.
So what you guys talking about? What would you
Oh man.
Well, the
What are
DMs?
you guys?
We were talking about you.
What are you guys
Secrets
talking
are no
about?
fun.
Well, I was
Ears
talking
are
about
burning.
how the Beastmaster build is actually viable in Elfline. So that's what we were talking about.
What a freaking nerd. Also, when you
Nerd.
said you have no basic tech skills, I like to think that Hades and Ali came around to your place to set up your rig, like game.
Yeah.
And like as a result, like you boot it up and it's got like all these pink neons, and you're like,
I like it.
Yeah. The entire, not even booting it up, just everything about it. There's like some flowers on there and like
Yeah,
cat
yeah.
ears on top of his headphones.
some
My basic tech
squishmallows.
My basic tech is 3.
-5.
Oh shoot! How you doing? How's everyone doing? That was all very heavy.
I had
Wasn't
great
heavy for me.
time
I
with
have
that
no
speech.
idea what.
Yeah, this is a
What
lot
That
of
was
fun.
really, yeah.
It's hard though because like I don't agree with Rush, but
Oh
I've-
yeah,
I think you've got a way harder job than we do.
yeah. It's hard to keep and it does feel like we're at a crossroads of, where the rhetoric takes us, and how we're trying to rationalize it as our
Yeah.
own decisions.
I like the
Yeah.
take
it's
of like
really
it's
fun
like
to
an
play.
addict.
Yeah.
yeah.
In chat, you're
And-
saying it's like an addict who will rationalize anything.
Yeah, and like not to trauma dump, but like I've definitely been in the depths of like mental illness and have had like big reactions of people like, I can't believe these people, like how dare they say these things to me, and then like after therapy and like medication to be like,
Mm.
so Well,
Let's have a sit down. Let's have a little
Let's-
chatsy.
it appears that the Ellen Graham apology tour needs to happen, where you have to like go back to your very good friends who like want to help you, and like
Just
your
get some
family and
t-shirts.
stuff. and
T-shirts
you
for the tour.
the Alley Cats apology tour.
Or kitty cat.
Kids,
There he is.
Kitty,
Hey,
Geralt,
kitty.
you visit
All right,
kisses.
I'm going to nip off.
Yes, I actually better use this break. All right.
Well, I'm stressed out, not knowing what is stressing everyone out.
It's been intense, yeah.
Y'all were doing your RP, so here's the thoughts that I put into the chat. A, they want us killed. B, they want us re-brainwashed. But likely, I mean, they've got a high budget. They probably would just go with kill and get some new people, is my guess. That's my guess.
I
So,
think
yes, too.
it would be interesting if they had this like kind of plan to corrupt because you know how they took your soul, they
Mhm.
copied. If they
Yeah.
like corrupted that in some way to
And
be
tried to replace it.
super loyal, yeah, and then replace
Oh, no!
that, I think that would be really cool.
Oh, and then like pull your actual soul into the
Yeah,
paper.
yeah. And I say that giving nothing away, of course, but
Oh, sure, yeah, but and
but I was thinking that would be an interesting twist of a way to do it, like to super brainwash somebody is to reprogram their soul, essentially.
or like eventually we would have to fight the Dark Hades, which I guess would be the Light Hades. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, is
Someone
So-
who's responsible and makes good choices. Ugh.
yeah. And what would their name be? Cherub?
Ew. Ew.
What's the
Get them outta
opposite of
here!
Hades? What's the opposite of Hades?
God, I feel like Cherub would work.
yeah, because like you've got like big huge devil guy is Hades,
Right.
And then
Ew. Get him out of
Little-
here.
little winged angel baby.
It's just a big baby face with wings. Ugh. I hate everything. Yeah. I would be very curious how this would have turned out, though, if all of us had gotten, if nobody rolled, like, to fight the brainwashing. So nobody would be trying to unbrainwash, so I guess we would just be Arasaka for the rest of the time.
Yeah, or if it went nobody was brainwashed.
I imagine if still being in their picks, like, we'd still have to be like, oh, thank you.
We'd have to like send a lot of secret messages to each other because
Yeah.
we know that they're listening. Yeah.
If we were all brainwashed, man, this is cool. Got a new place, got lots of money. Nothing could possibly go wrong here.
I see a purple message.
Okay.
The opposite
Rubber
of Hades
tables.
is the whole world we are in now.
Uh,
That is to say, a sad and unpleasant world. There, I said it. The
What did
opposite
I
of
said
Hades
miss?
is sad and
you said
unpleasant.
it. We're talking about what the opposite of Hades would be.
Like because since they took a control C of her soul, if they were to make it into the Dark Hades, which would actually be the Light Hades,
Oh yeah.
what that would actually be. Brandon here had the idea of being she'd be named Cherub, and I can already see it, and I'm already like, ugh.
Yeah. Yep.
Wearing real nice, proper clothes,
Yeah. Very lawful.
very lawful.
No chaos whatsoever.
No mouse traps. No
Yeah.
no muffins.
Oh
Oh,
my
no.
god! Eats nutrition bars, salads
Yeah.
every day.
Really
Well,
cube
on the
salad in your pockets.
The
Salad in
opposite,
a thermos.
the opposite of Hades.
Wait, do people
is,
do that?
A celiac.
I don't know. I imagine people
No
put salad in a
gluten.
thermos.
No
Oh my
gluten
goodness.
whatsoever.
Oh yeah, gluten free.
I
Vegan, but
have
has to
to-
tell everyone about it.
Yeah, I have two co-workers who are unfortunately gluten-free. I think they both are celiacs, yeah. And we want to buy them both mugs that say "I love gluten." Because we on our lockers we kind of have cartoon versions of ourselves that like the other team makes for us. So like mine's got like dice everywhere and like crazy color hair and all that stuff. And yeah, on my other two co-workers, they're holding mugs that say "I love gluten." And
To
one
be
of them
fair, I am not gluten-free, and I would totally get a mug that says "I love gluten."
Oh
Just
yeah,
not
it's
ironically,
so,
just total serious.
it's so
Yeah.
sad. They're sad about it. It's not fun.
Then
No,
you should
I
get them a
believe
mug
it.
that says "I miss gluten."
No, because we want to bully them.
No, we want them to suffer.
I mean, we do work for a children's charity, but in the workplace we are not nice.
What is a workplace if not filled with petty nonsense?
I mean, all the time I have a coworker who one of my favorite bits to do is to get children to point and laugh at him.
Well,
Oh, that's
you know.
good. That's good.
It's all in good fun. I do have to elaborate. It's not actual bullying.
It's all in good fun. I'm having fun.
I am having fun. Yeah, certainly.
Ah! Oh my god.
Oh, would you rather be a servant or dark or light? Dark. Evil is fun.
Here's the thing. The problem is that when I was playing Biomutant, where you can either make dark decisions or light decisions, and and there's this one choice that I made, like where you rescue all these little pilgrims out of these cages, and one time I was like, all right, I'm gonna take the dark path on this, and I was not expecting this, but like I hit the dark path. And so then my character, and they're all little anthropomorphic animals in like a post-apocalyptic world. My character is just doesn't say anything and just decks him and like knocks him flat. I was like, whoa, this escalated real quick.
It's like playing Renegade Shepherd in Mass Effect. You can just punch people out.
Oh my god, well, I wasn't expecting it. It was just like, because normally you're like, oh yes, I hear your words, blah blah blah, and they're like, oh, you're such a good helper or whatever. So I went dark as nothing, just poof, right on the ground.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're ready.
I'm back. I'm ready.
Fill my drink.
Oh, perfect. Hold on. Let's get it. Hold on. Okay. Hey, we're back. Oh, sorry. I caught you mid-drink.
Oh.
Such a bad game. So rude. Phil.
Such a rude GM.
You're late.
It's slow.
You're trying a little hard now. That was a little late.
I'm sorry.
All right, we're back. Thanks so much, chat, for hanging out. We always leave the mics hot, so if you want to chat with the players and vice versa, we all hang out and have a good time. Yeah, we're back. We're taking it right where we left off. The team, left the Doom buggies in a little side spot down a little alley and behind some piles of rubble and wreckage and one of these frameworks of a skyscraper as you're at this sort of fork in the road where you can kind of go around the edge here or keep going forward and into the dark wreckage of the hot zone. They decided, let's avoid those lights and whatever's going on around the edge to the north side of this, and let's head into it, keep going forward, head towards the center where this tracking device is. So you start making your way forward. It's much darker in this kind of part of the hot zone. I'm curious to, who has night vision, thermal. Let me know what type of visionary help you might have, if you have any at all.
I've got
Not I.
low light infrared UV.
Nice.
So that ignores penalties due to darkness, smoke, fog, etc.
Yeah, remember that too, because I didn't realize. So you don't get the -2 on those perceptions out here because of that.
I should have got a pair of smart scope binoculars. Should have upgraded.
Oh yeah, smart goggles.
All right.
I have artificial eyes.
Yeah.
I don't have any of that.
Shoulda, woulda,
Yeah.
coulda. I am flying blind.
Yeah, I do have eyes. I have optics, like targeting optics. I could probably
Okay.
add another feature to my eyes at some point as well.
Nice.
Go for it.
But as far as low light, infrared, or thermal, or anything like that, Rush is the only one with that. Am I hearing that right?
Yeah, he's got the tracker as well, so lead the way.
Tell
Yeah.
out there, Sam
Trust
for
this
optics.
guy.
Yeah, he's leading the way, hand back. Everyone's just kind of holding his hand, like a train. Like, oh God, it's dark. We can't see where we're going. It's a little scary.
Like kindergartners crossing the road.
Yeah, exactly. How appropriate. So yeah, Rush is leading the way, leading you into darker sets of the hot zone as you get deeper and deeper into it. Yeah, you're traveling down this what was once a road. It's almost vertical at this point, and you can see where some of the buildings that were once standing here have completely collapsed and fallen on top of each other. And one of the walls has collapsed over what maybe was what would be considered like the sidewalk, if that's even what it is, off to the side of where this road is almost vertical. So you kind of have a choice here. You can keep going forward underneath the wreckage that has kind of collapsed on top of this sort of walkway. You can see it just keeps going into the darkness forward. Or you can climb up on top of this rubble on that sort of sidewall that has fallen across this and get up on top of it and kind of get over. So it's up to you if you want to kind of go under and through or up and over.
Right.
Hey, we either go under or we go over. Now, I'm thinking under will disturb the wreckage less than climbing on top of it. But what do you all say?
Do you think there are any people underneath there?
Could be, but I don't see any sign.
I mean, yeah, we can handle ourselves. Oh my God, we can handle it.
That American
Okay.
accent.
my mouth is very dry and I can't do an R sound, which is problematic. Yeah, I say we go under.
You're leading the way. Go where you want to.
Flick?
I got you covered.
All right, let's go under.
Nice. Yeah, you start making your way forward and going underneath this sort of rubble, and it appears kind of like what Alley Cat's. Maybe it was Hades. I can't remember who just mentioned not disturbing the wreckage. Maybe it was Rush at the beginning. I honestly don't remember who said it out loud.
Rush,
But
yeah.
but it does feel that sort of way as you're kind of going underneath this wreckage. You now can see like where this wall has collapsed on top, that there's clear cracks and gaps and rebar poking out and kind of synth printed sort of fake metals and things that they used to build these at one point, kind of protruding out of the wreckage. You can tell it's not exactly solid. So yeah, that was kind of a safer move. But as you start making your way forward, you can see up ahead, beyond where this building has collapsed over the top of where you're at, it seems to open up a little bit. You can see where it kind of curves off to the north, kind of where that outskirt road was headed. There's kind of like another road where it kind of up ahead clears, curves around a little north to the right a bit. Looks like it continues to go forward, where it kind of opens up. Like it looks like there might be some craters or things. It's hard to tell from this distance. Even Rush with his low light, it's hard to tell from this distance. Aside from that, it looks like there's still some standing buildings like to the left side, and they're up. They're not collapsed over. There might be ways to travel like in the buildings wise or on that side of the street if you didn't want to go forward down kind of through the opening. But it looks like you have these three options up ahead in the distance.
Would my teleoptics help at all in seeing into the distance?
Yeah, they would. What would you be looking for? What would you look like beyond what I've described? And then give me that perception check.
I guess just looking for danger of any kind.
Yeah, give me a perception.
Or signs of life.
Can I give him a
Maelstrom.
+1 to help? Because I'll help scout with my binoculars as well. Obviously, he's got better vision than me, but maybe I can help.
Yeah, yeah. If you want, give me a perception. You got that -2.
Does anyone want a +2?
Got a couple.
Oh yeah, don't forget.
I already
I'll save mine.
rolled.
Okay.
21.
Don't forget to hear.
Nice. And what did you get, Rush?
23.
Nice. Yeah, you can tell and it seems like Bud is kind of helping a bit. It's hard for him to see through, but using the scope and looking up ahead, you don't see any immediate danger. But but Rush is picking up a little bit. It looks like kind of up in that building, like off to the side. You can see some flickering lights. It doesn't have like that neon vibe necessarily. It has more of like, a fire sort of vibe. You're not really seeing smoke because of all the soot, the smog, and all just the crap hanging in the air to begin with. But you see a definite sort of flicker of light off in that building to the left, up ahead.
Okay, so I'll relay that.
Does that mean we go in or we avoid that?
Well, it could be signs of life. After all this time, I don't think any fires would still be burning unless somebody set them.
Well, how close are we to the target?
Yeah, how far off are we?
Yeah, Rush, you checked the tracking device here, and all of you are kind of right about in this area, just beyond the main road that circles around Old Corp Center, and you're seeing that the tracking device or whatever, it's coming from the center. Now that you're kind of in the outskirts of the center of the hot zone, you can tell like it seems like it's coming from like dead center, like ground zero, and it somewhat makes sense because you're trying to get that sort of that Arasaka biochip, which Arasaka was considered ground zero to what happened in the Fourth Corporate War. So yeah, it looks like you've got to keep going kind of dead center to the hot zone.
Dead center, get it? Because the center's dead. Use that pun in the title of our episode that took us to the hot zone. Well, we've got a ways to go yet. If they were closer to the actual target, then I'd say we take them out to keep our privacy. But seeing as we've got a ways to go, I say we avoid them. As much as it would blow off some steam right now for me to shoot some gonks, I think discretion is the better part of valor.
That's such a cool thing to say, bud.
Thanks. Saw it on a vid.
You gotta stop taking everything you know from vids.
It's cool though.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you want to get? I mean, I can see the argument for getting closer intel on whoever's out there too.
No, I agree. I think we just want to do this job right, and I think avoiding unnecessary action before then is a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we need to engage with anybody.
Right, let's keep it on the quiet then. Eyes on a swivel while we've obviously got company.
Yeah, so it sounds like instead of, once you kind of get through this wreckage and get up to where it kind of clears out into this, I don't know, almost another fork in the road, it feels like. You kind of got that curvature road or opening to the rubble, because you don't really see road so much in all this chaos. But you see that kind of traversing north, kind of curving around. It sounds like as you're getting up to that point, instead of continuing forward deeper into the center of the hot zone and kind of where the building off to the side and the lights are in that wreckage, you want to kind of curvature up to the north a bit to avoid that area, that confrontation or whatever the light might be. Am I hearing that right?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can do that, and why don't everybody give me a stealth, just to kind of set this group DV.
Do you
Your
want to use
plus
a
twos.
+2?
Oh, yeah,
I
you
should probably use a +2.
You should use a +2.
I'm going to. You know how this turns out. It's bad.
I am also going to use a +2. If people don't mind.
Hey,
Go for it.
16. That's the highest I've probably ever gotten in that.
Okay, Def was a 21.
12, 2 16s. Oh, 2 21s and 2 16s.
Nice. Yeah, you basically get up to that fork and make your way up towards the north. And as you're kind of getting some distance north, you can kind of adjacent and diagonally kind of cut a little bit of distance to your visuals before it kind of gets cut off by the wreckage that is around this sort of circular road, to where you can see in that building, just as it gets out of the view, in the wreckage of what used to be windows and doorways, you absolutely can see like a barrel with some fire. You even see a couple shadows of people passing by windows. Like, it's definitely not some old fire stuff. Like, there's some people in there or whatever. You notice them. It doesn't seem like they've noticed you.
What a
does it.
life.
Living out in the hot zone.
Yeah,
Do you
imagine
see
trying to
any
eat-
tentacles? Do any of them have tentacles on their face?
I don't want to get
Oh
close
my.
enough to find out.
Yeah, you're not seeing any details from this distance.
Oh, I think that one had a tail.
Oh, stop it, bud. It's not funny.
I saw it on a document. Tails
not-
that don't even come from the rippers or anything like that. They just happen.
It's not real. It's not okay. I gotta stop. Stop making me make noise.
Yeah, and you make your way up, passing that visual. Now you know there's people there. Obviously, there was no sort of reaction. Don't even have to do a deduction to figure out, like, they didn't see you, but you saw them. You know there's some people or something going on over there. But you make your way kind of cutting up north, this sort of circular pathway around the edge. And you can see there are what used to be side streets, only because you can see these little cutouts in the wreckage, the same kind of what you went through, where you can kind of go under or over parts of wreckage and further get into the center. You have a couple of options of that coming up, or you can keep going forward and kind of curvature around. What would you all prefer? What do you think?
I'm to strike for the objective, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's keep going
Alright.
forward, eh?
Let's try and downplay the risk.
Yeah, you can do that. You cut in again. Trying to head back towards the tracking device direction. Now that you've put some distance in between you and those flickering light buildings or whatever, and you're back in another situation where it's dark. There's rubble collapsed on each other. This one's kind of more of like a pyramid sort of feel, where these buildings must have collapsed on each other, and you're kind of cutting through underneath them. Everyone, give me a perception as you're making your way through this little pass.
Alright.
21.
Nice. And if anybody has any audio suite
Oh, sorry.
enhancements,
Take off the
add a +2 to
take off the 2.
that. This won't have a -2. This is more of an audio thing for me, for your perception. Okay, cool. So I'll take that 2 off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Feel pretty good.
Wow, Allie.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allie.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, as all of you are kind of making your way through, and Rush even hears it a little bit. He's kind of leading the way. What's the order that you're going? I'd like to know that. Rush is the one kind of seeing and leading the way. Tell me the order. How would you picture that?
I mean, it's still dark, right?
Oh yeah, it's dark, smoggy.
Yeah. So I would say I'm kind of following in tow with either Rush or Bud or someone who's well, Hades has, yeah. I might be like holding Hades' hand.
So
Yeah,
I
I
reckon
kind
it's
of-
Rush at the
yeah.
front, then you two, and then I'm bringing up the rear.
Kind
Yeah.
of what I would imagine, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. And as you're kind of making your way through this darkness and underneath this collapsed rubble, it almost gets smaller and smaller. You can Rush. You can slightly see up ahead where it looks like it opens up again. It looks like it might curve down south a bit to the right. It looks like there's piles of rubble, almost heading back south and center. But as you're kind of getting up to that opening and you're making your way, Rush, and wait, let me just double check those perceptions, make sure I got that right. Okay, Bud, you got the 21?
Yeah.
And Allie, nice. And Allie got like an 86 or something. That's incredible, or like a 90 something. Unbelievable. She's hearing things
Even
from
though
other
she cuts.
sessions, other teams that I run. It's
Your,
weird.
your other senses are compensating.
Yeah.
Oh, you know when like someone's had a fight and you're like listening in, and so it's like for the whole time afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Your hearing is
Oh,
just
yeah.
like.
Oh yeah, you're enhanced. You're kind of on eggshells and stuff. Yeah, no, it makes sense. And Rush, as you're kind of cutting through this, and before you get to the opening, you can kind of hear like a crackling and like a rumbling. It sounds like concrete breaking. If you've ever been through an earthquake, it kind of reminds you of that sort of sound. Allie absolutely hears it. Bud's catching it too. Hades not as much. But but the rest of you hear it, and just as you start to hear it, you notice that the ground beneath you starts to open up and collapse, and just start almost falling down in as the ground beneath you just collapses. Everyone needs to do an athletics check, so it's going to be...
Oh, no.
It's going to be a DV15. However, I want to give Rush, Bud, and Allie each a +1 for kind of getting a little pickup on that, kind of seeing it coming. And this is strictly just a DV15 athletics. Don't forget your +1, you three, to see if as this collapses, if you're able to kind of dodge out of the way, grab onto something, not collapse with it. If anybody has a grapple gun or a grapple hand, it negates all this. You can absolutely just, avoid this.
I'm dropping all my luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some luck as well. Yeah.
Yeah, do it. So you're both taking luck?
Yes.
My
used
luck
all
on my
my luck.
character sheet. Yeah.
Alright. That's, oh, sorry.
Not a
you're both
+2,
taking
my-
+2s.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I've got a good athletics base, so I'm just gonna take luck and my +1.
Yeah,
18.
I'm going to spend 1 point of luck. I've got my +1, and I've got pretty good athletics.
Hey!
Yeah.
Cleared it.
Also, threw all of my luck in there. Hades just cartwheels.
Nice. Yeah, you see all of this, pathway that you're under as it gets smaller and smaller, kind of collapse as you're able to just barely get up on the sides and kind of grab some rebar, some parts of concrete that are jagged sticking out from, the framework of whatever this building used to be. As you're just hanging on the edge, and you can see that this pathway collapses down maybe about, it looks like about just over 10 meters or so. Anywhere from like maybe 20 to 30 feet, about 10, just over 10 meters down. And it looks, it's dark. There's a bunch of like dust and dirt kick up as this just collapses down. But it looks like just from this section that collapsed down, like it's some type of tunnel or pathway or something down there. It looks like it goes back the way you came and then forward the way you're going as well.
I wonder if it would have been good to go down there.
Yeah. No. Yeah, voluntarily, not.
Yeah!
We fun slide.
I found
Under heaps
something!
of rubble.
Hey,
Oh,
this
God.
this runs.
Is everyone
this runs
okay?
in. Yeah, I think so.
That could have ended badly.
Yeah, but
Hey, there's a hole
that
in the hole.
yeah, is this a tunnel? It looks like it. Just realized that I'm wearing the wrong glasses.
No, this is Bud's sophisticated look.
Yeah, this is your Corfo look.
That's right. Looks like it runs in the direction we're heading. Wonder if it goes to like underground parking beneath a tower or something.
Or a sewer.
I mean, that would be. They'd have to be. What do you call? Held up and reinforced with a lot of concrete. I'm not surprised that something like that would have survived the blast.
Yeah, the rest of this rubble's getting real unstable. This might actually be the safer option.
All right. Maybe we should give it a shot.
How are we gonna get down there? It's still pretty far. Hello.
Carefully. I think we just mind our steps, right? It's already collapsed.
Yeah, I think we can pick our way down.
Okay.
Does anybody have, I didn't check just general supplies. I would imagine Bud might have some rope or something along those lines. I know typical edge runners will have like their backpack of, zip ties and rope and duct tape or whatever. It's kind of the traditional
It's
staple.
not on my character sheet. So.
Okay, well.
Didn't we put it in the duffel bag?
Did someone order rope?
Yeah, I thought you did.
I think rope was in there. We do also have a spider drone.
A spider drone.
Oh, we do, yeah.
Yeah.
Or flying drone, I think Rush picked.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to defer to my
Some kind of
teammates
a
who say I ordered rope. So,
I can check.
oh, you wrote everything down, didn't you?
You did.
Yeah.
Deny it.
I feel like Sam in The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I've
Don't think
just
it made
put,
in-
I've
We'll
just
go with
put
it, yeah.
basic survival shit
Yeah,
because clearly we listed
Hey,
a lot
that
of
counts.
stuff.
Nothing is more survival than rope.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. For
my-
me, I always feel like in Cyberpunk, since the days of 2020 till now, all games I've either played or run, I always feel like as an edge runner, if you're a solo, even a nomad, like any type of combative style, even regular edge runners, think about it. Like you probably have like zip ties, duct tape, rope. Like those kind of basic staple like gig supply things.
Box cutter.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I can't picture that you wouldn't
Yeah.
have some rope. So I'm gonna give you that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Find somebody to tie it off.
Yep.
Yeah, you're able to do that. You tie it off. It's going down into this dark tunnel or pit. You can't tell what's going on down there from here, but the rope is attached. You've able to attach it to some wreckage. It seems secure, and you can make your way down there if you like.
Yep.
All right.
Flashlights on for me, and down I go.
Yeah.
Nice. Bud heads down there. The rest of you heading down after,
Oh yeah.
or is everyone
Oh,
waiting for Bud to just go first? Yeah, what's it like down there?
How is it down there?
The water's fine. There's water? No. So you get down there. You get to the bottom. The rest of you kind of follow suit as you get to the bottom of the rope. And using your flashlights, you see some of the dust and things finally settling from everything collapsing. And you're kind of on top of what was the ceiling at one point. But it opens up and you realize you're on wreckage on top of what was a magnetic track. It looks like you're in the old metro system, in one of the old metro tunnels. Because you can basically see the tunnel heads back into the darkness, kind of in the direction you came from, and then it goes forward and kind of curves down south a bit up ahead. But you're down in this pit, in this tunnel. It's dark, it's dingy. You can hear some sparking noises in the distance. You even hear like a dripping noise. But all four of you start to feel, a little bit of heat. And all of you just took 2 points of damage directly to your HP, and now you're aware that you didn't check the Geiger, and there's absolute radiation going on down here.
God!
Including me and Hades, who
Yeah, we're wearing suits.
our suits.
Oh, if you're wearing your suits, you two are fine. Rush and Bud.
Tried to get Bud to wear a suit.
I
Tried.
did try.
Oh, did Rush put on a suit too? Was it only Bud that didn't put on the suit? I'm sorry. If
I think
had
it's
that
only
wrong.
Bud who rushed out being like, "No, I don't need a suit."
I don't
And then
need
Hades
to
held
see.
up the worm and was like, "This
Yeah,
is
I
you,
didn't
Bud."
suit up.
Okay, so yeah, Rush and Bud, you're feeling the heat. Hades Alley, not so much.
Boys, boys.
Wait, is
It's
this
so nice
is-
down here.
Does this sound bad?
Oh
Oh, yeah.
my god. I don't know why. You put your suit on right now.
Okay, yeah, no, I agree.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe if you're not prompt with checking the thing, you should just be prepared for the worst case.
Mm-hmm.
Your hat over the top. Love it.
No, just put your hand on top of it.
Excellent.
Looks good.
You know what's gonna happen down here?
What?
We're either gonna get hit by a ghost train or we're gonna run into the adolescent mutant samurai reptiles.
Again, let's not take everything we know from Vince, right? Let's I'm sorry. I'm
Big
sorry to be the
Spirit,
voice
though.
of reason.
Yeah.
Remind
do
me
we
to take some
have,
iodine when I get home.
Do we have a hollow map? Arasaka
Oh, yeah.
gave us like a hollow map, right? Does
Oh,
it
yeah.
include the metro system?
No, it's pretty much a tracking sort of, a tracking device hologram. And also, I switched over to the rad zone sound since you kind of hear you guys breathing in your mask as you now have suited up. I love the Syrinscape sound set for the hot zone. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And it even has the Geiger counter thing. Here's Bud kind of rocking his Geiger counter, kind of clicking low, getting hotter and hotter. But yeah, you're feeling the heat. You got the suits on. Rush and Bud, don't forget, take the 2 HP away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
You know what you did.
Yeah, and basically, yeah, you can see where the tunnel continues on forward or goes back kind of in the direction you came. Both being extremely dark. It's you can't really having a hard time seeing up ahead, with the exception of Rush can see through it with the low light infrared action, seeing that the tunnel does continue on and curve south.
All right, tunnel curves south. I think this is still a good way to go. How do you feel?
I mean, we're down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is probably how the El Corpos commuted in, right? Mass
Most
transit.
Yeah. Well,
Well, we don't want to be late for work.
they weren't walking.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. You got
now
the
we're all
cyber eyes.
suited up.
Okay.
Oh, there's the high Geiger counter just kicked in. That's what it would have sounded like for Bud. That's the high one.
That's as I point it south.
Exactly. That's when you point it south back from the direction that you
Oh.
came from. When you point it forward where it curves off to the south, it doesn't seem to get as hot. So heading back in the direction, it seems to register much hotter.
Let's head towards that tracker.
I loved the idea of Robert Tables of you guys taking. We don't have
Art.
psychic damage, but it can be humanity loss for the "I told you so."
Just a little shaming and ego
Well, we
hurt.
did.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
need therapy after this.
But yeah, you can make your way forward, and you keep going. You see where the track now, past where the rubble has collapsed. You're in the old metro system. Everything is filthy down here. You can see cracks in the structure, but it's intact. You can even see, like I said, the magnetic track field still on the bottom intact. As you make your way forward, you get up, maybe 50 meters or so off in the distance where it kind of starts curving to the south. When you get up towards the south there, where it kind of curves off, everyone give me a perception.
Looks like there's a lot of stuff to perceive down here.
Wow, my perception rolls have been really good today.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Not I.
Not great.
Not I with a 13.
I
Same.
put you on edge with that rant.
Well,
I
and
feel
this-
like
And see, this is because of the situation and that you're in. It's going to be very difficult, sort of DV in this sense. It's not necessarily a contested sort of thing, but it absolutely makes sense that Rush is getting the great rolls. He's got the infrared. He's leading the way. You're up ahead, Rush, and no one else is noticing this. But as the track kind of curves around to the south, you can see up ahead, maybe another 30, 40 meters or so, same distance that you've traveled from where it collapsed, but beyond the south curvature, you can see some light. It looks like some more like flickering light look, similar that you saw up in that building at one point. So like some fire flickering light up ahead, and it looks like the track kind of curves around, and then on the side, it looks like it opens up. Like you can see the tunnel kind of going, and on the left side of the tunnel, it just off in the distance opens up without any type of deduction thing. Like it looks like that could be a station where you might enter the metro, come down and to get on the metro, or a service area or something. Obviously up there the tunnel opens up a bit and you can see some flickering light action. And this is where we're going to end our session. I know that I know we couldn't go too long today. I know some had some things to where we needed to kind of keep it somewhat tight. It kind of worked out on that 2-hour mark to kind of hit right at that perceptive moment. That'll give you something to think about. Now you can kind of think about your approach or what you want to do, but that's where we'll start off.
Think about your actions.
Yeah, think about what you have done and what you're going to do next. But no, and we're not here next week, next Thursday, because some of us, me and Rockette, will be at Gen Con. We are going to try to stream live around the same time that we do this stream, but from Gen Con. Hopefully me and Rockette will be hanging out. We'll do a little first impression of being there or something. I don't know, maybe we'll be able to walk around, show it off a little, or at least just stream live and say hi. But yeah, that's what we'll do next week, and then the week after that is when we'll dive right back into this gameplay, taking it right from this moment. Thanks so much, everybody in chat, for being part of the story, rewarding all the +2s and all that stuff. Also, all the funny ideas and commentary. I know it was a crazy session. This has been a crazy campaign. For me as a GM, I think story-wise and plot, just in general, for people to watch, I hope it the same as players, just because of the whole brainwash thing, the whole player versus player moments of role play and sort of contested social moments, who's involved, the third-party things, whether it's Cypress or Arasaka, and they're removing the headphones. We've done that a few times now. There's been situations where Hades have had conversations with Bud outside of Ali and them, and vice versa. Like, this whole campaign has been pretty crazy, and I'm loving it. And I hope the chat and everyone's liking it too. Hopefully, it's not too chaotic for everyone, but let's see how it turns out.
Too chaotic. What are you doing here otherwise?
Oh, I know, but you can definitely feel that tension, like when Rush and Bud had their moment, and we're kind of getting into it a little. It's like, wow, this could get kind of crazy. So I'm
You guys
loving
talking about us behind our backs.
it. Right. No,
So
I
are
love
you.
it.
Yeah, I think chat's enjoying it. They seem to be pretty invested, so that's good.
Yeah.
Robert Tables is asking, what's your booth number?
1740. Awesome. So you'll be there, Robert Tables?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, stop by booth
Amazing.
1740. I'll be at the Syrinscape booth for the whole event. I'll be there with my beautiful wife, Val Mulligan. And Thursday at this time, we'll be doing that stream. So if you can stop by the booth on Thursday around that time, you'll see me and Rockette streaming. Maybe you can hop on the video and say hi to people. That would be really cool. And anybody else attending Gen Con, make sure you stop by booth 1740 and say hi to myself and also the Syrinscape team. So that'd be really cool.
I think the Syrinscape this week as well was like especially good.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was really good.
Yeah.
I'm mad at myself though, because there was a few moments like I wanted to trigger that, but like when you said that pun, when Bud had that little pun line, and then there was something else I wanted to trigger, that collapse, and I couldn't find it in time after the roll, and I was like, I don't want to backtrack it, But there's a cool collapse sound that would have been perfect when
Awesome.
you fell down in. Yeah, Syrinscape is just so amazing, so amazing.
Truly.
So yeah, hey, let me reiterate that. Anybody watching, make sure you sign up for free, give it a free trial. I know you're gonna love it. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So next week, check us out at Gen Con. The week after that, we'll be right back here. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Bye. Goodbye.
Zero.